Hello and welcome to Always Elite. Today we're going to review AEW Dynamite from May 13th, 2020. Now before we get into that, hit that like button, the thumbs up button. Helps out the channel a lot. Subscribe if you haven't. Keep you up to date with what's going to happen. Oh, and next week is the 1 year anniversary of me being on YouTube. So maybe for the Double or Nothing review, maybe I'll go live. And I'll take some of your questions and your comments about the show. Now let's get right into the show here. Starts off right with Lance Archer coming down the ring, beating up somebody from the back, just dragging him out and beating him up. I don't know what that was about. But Jake grabs the mic and says he's not going to apologize to Brandy Rhodes for what he did to her last week. Says that women belong in the home and that's their job. That just summed up what he said. And it's time for Cody to pay up. Cody drives his truck directly into the arena. Now they're in Daly's place, which is an open-ended arena next to the Jacksonville Stadium. So Cody drove his truck right in, and Lance Archer and Cody just start beating the hell out of each other. They go back and forth for quite a few minutes. And finally Jake just says that's enough, Archer, and he pulls Archer back, goes to the back. It was great. And then there was a video package on the tag team division and how the Young Bucks said that they were going to make tag team wrestling great again, and they've done just that. There is a lot of great tag teams out there. Overall, the video was very, very in-depth and in tune with what was going on with the tag team division right now. Next, it was Jurassic Express versus Best Friends. Very slow start, but it picks up when Luchasaurus and Trent get into the ring. And it gets very, very fast-paced real quick. About halfway through the match, they're all on the outside. There's a double suplex to Luchasaurus, and then Jungle Boy dives to the outside, a flipping dive to the outside, and takes out everybody. Everybody's on the floor for a good couple of minutes. After a slow start, the match had lots and lots of action in it. Ray Phoenix comes out and takes out Orange Cassidy. MJF takes out Jungle Boy on the outside, which allows Best Friends to pick up the victory. Then it's a four-way match, women's match, between Penelope Ford, Chris Statlander, Dr. Britt Baker, and Hikaru Shida. Baker takes down Shida, and Ford takes out Statlander, and let the melee begin, back and forth and back and forth. It was actually a very good match. Not many big moves, but overall it was a great match. Statlander takes control of the match for a short time after a Tower of Doom spot. And after that, all hell just breaks loose again. Each one hits a move and then tries a pin, but is unsuccessful. In the end, Shida with the running knee for the W. Start to finish action was great. At least I thought it was. Let me know what you thought about that match in the comments below, and what implications that match could have. Then it was Santana and Ortiz versus Kenny Omega and Broken Matt Hardy. This was a fun match. It was a standard regular match, but it was fun nonetheless. Even before the bell, Santana and Ortiz jump Omega before Matt Hardy even comes out. Matt makes his entrance. Omega takes back control, and him and Matt whoop up on Santana and Ortiz for quite a while. But through the break in the match, Santana and Ortiz were beating up on Omega for quite a while, even after they came back from the break. Matt gets the hot tag and tries to delete Santana with a side effect, but Ortiz intervenes. Sammy comes down and tries to get revenge on Matt for what happened the previous week when they ran him over with the golf cart, which was hilarious. Matt deletes that idea real quick. And then there was a V-trigger and a top rope cutter, and Matt picks up the victory for his team. Next, was MJF versus Lee Johnson. Well, MJF makes quick work of Lee Johnson, and he puts on the salt of the earth finishing maneuver, and Lee taps out. End of story. Grabs a mic, tells Jungle Boy that he needed a tune-up match before their match at Double or Nothing. So he signed Marco Stunt's open contract for a match next week, which is kind of odd for MJF. Usually he's the one that cowers away from a fight. Then it's Chris Jericho versus Pineapple Pete, a.k.a. Suge D. Jericho starts the match with a slap, which pisses off Pineapple Pete, and he goes ham on Jericho for a minute or two. Jericho just puts in the Judas elbow, and that's that. Jericho picks up the victory. After that, he grabs the mic and calls out the Elite. Says that they're going to have a stadium stampede match. Basically a street fight. Vanguard 1 comes out and gives Jericho an answer to the challenge, which there was none. It was just Vanguard 1 standing there, flying there in place. And Jericho proceeds to say, would you think more about joining the Inner Circle? Jericho says, never mind. And they destroy Vanguard 1. Matt comes out, and he's very distraught. I mean, his face said it all. Very disappointing. Now, what is he going to tell his kids? Then it's the main event. It was Christopher Daniels versus Brody Lee. Early on, Brody manhandles Christopher Daniels. Daniels has a little fury here and there during the match, but in the end, Brody just dominates Daniels, and but that's quite odd for someone of Daniel's stature. He's been in the business 20 plus years. Brody made him look like a chump. Brody just ends it with the discus lariat. Moxley comes down and destroys the Dark Order, all the minions. Moxley says there'll be hell to pay at Double or Nothing, talking directly to Brody Lee, as Brody Lee yet again walks away with Moxley's title. He's such a coward. That was the end of Dynamite. Let me know in the poll above my head what you thought of the show. Also, I'll leave a link in the description below to go to my merch store to buy some Always Elite merch. Until next time, always be elite.